When mental prowess and engineering strength come together, then and only then can you enter this field of competition. Hundreds of students from across the nation have assembled these mechanical warriors to do battle in this arena. However, as with all championship competitions, there can be only one victorious team in this toroid terror. This is the battlefield of the mind, where sport and intellect together go head-to-head. This is the national championship of the first competition.
And welcome to Orlando, Florida. Alex Wilson with you for the national championship of the first competition. It's been months of designing, building, testing, and practicing that has prepared these teams for this spectacular two-day robotics tournament. Here's how it works. 3 teams at one time with their robot will be out on the playing field for 2-minute time competition. It's double elimination format until one team remains standing, and that'll be our champion. Well, first round competitors are in position. Let's go out to the playing field.
And here we go with the action. Each robot is attempting to pick up their assigned colored inner tubes and place them on the goal. These teams received an identical box of parts and designed their own unique robot for this competition. Let's see who has the winning combination of engineering and strategy.
Right away here, start off the match with. Try to get themselves in place. Semifinal Manchester Central team, human player depositing some red tubes onto its machine. Baxter Lakewood team able to deposit their goal topper on the top of the goal. Might make it a little difficult for another team to get those tubes on the top of the goal. Semifinal Manchester Central team trying to deposit some red tubes on the goal. Successfully deposited a red tube on the middle peg of the goal. Nice job. Human player from Baxter Lakewood depositing some blue tubes onto its machine, as well as the human player from Honeywell North Community High team. Just under a minute remaining. All 3 teams now trying to jockey their positions and deposit some tubes onto that goal. Manchester Central team, though, nice job. 3 tubes in a row for them. It's a nice 6 points. Lakewood team trying to deposit some blue tubes onto the goal, being defended out by Sylvania Manchester Central. 30 seconds remaining. Honeywell North Community team having a difficult time trying to deposit white tubes onto the goal. Only 10 seconds left for them to score. Nice toss from the human player. Baxter Lakewood tying up the score. 3 seconds, 2, 1.
Here's an explanation of the competition. 3 teams compete at one time in a hexagon-shaped area with one goal located in the center of the arena. Each robot is controlled by 2 players. In addition, each team has a player near the edge of the arena who can assist the robot or try to score points. At the start of each 2-minute match, each team has 3 colored inner tubes at their human player station and 6 tubes on the field. The inner tubes are located in stacks and are evenly distributed around the goal. To score points, players and their robots must place their team's inner tubes onto pegs located on the goal or around the top of the goal. Human players are not allowed onto the field, but they may hand tubes to the robot or throw tubes onto the goal. At the end of the match, each tube on the goal is worth 1 point. Each tube on the top of the goal will double the team's score. Also, each vertical row of 3 tubes on the corner of the goal will double the team's score.
Well, what happens here is that the students have built these wonderful robots, and there are human players. And the name of the game is with the robot and the human player to get tubes on this goal. Now, that's a point. That's 2 points. This, however, is 6 points because it's 3 points plus a row as in tic-tac-toe. If you really get lucky and get one up there, that's 4 doubled twice or 16. It's possible if you got all of your tubes all the way on top, you could get 4,608 points. And that's what's happening here.
Preparation for these championships began months ago. When we come back from this break, we'll take a look at just what it takes to get here. Welcome back to Orlando and the national championship of the first competition. Well, this event is a culmination of a lot of hard work which began months ago. Let's take you back in time.
Parts, parts, and more parts. Not unlike a puzzle, competition robots all started as nothing more than pieces in a box. Each team received a kit and had to build their robot in 6 weeks. Now, constructing a high-tech machine requires long hours in the shop, doing things most participants have never done before.
This is the shop that we're making most of the parts for the robot, and we have the students involved in cutting, welding. They do some lathe work. When they came to me and said, we want to build this robot, I says, we can do it, but the kids are going to be in there building it.
Along with learning shop skills, teams had to learn how to drive using remote control systems. Now that's not an easy task.
It's a little tough. I mean, you first gotta get a hang of it, because if you push it too much, if you push the joystick too much forward or back, it'll just go like turbo fast. So yeah, I would say it is tough.
This moment.
Strategy played a major role in each robot's design.
Just grab our tube as quickly as possible, move into the goal, lock on to it, so in this case another robot tries to spin the goal, it'll spin us with it. And then we're just going to grab our tube and try to score on the top of the goal, because that's where you get the most points.
All these machines have come a long way from their days as parts in a box. The first competition started 6 years ago under the guidance of this man, Dean Kamen. A man who has touched thousands of lives through his inventions, which include the first successful portable insulin pump and a lightweight kidney dialysis machine, to name a few. Dean's vision for FIRST is to inspire American youth and to ensure our nation's future.
What we have in this country, though, is far more distractions for kids that make role models out of the wrong people and that make them aspire to things that just aren't the real world. The fact is, we now live in a country where there isn't enough wholesale presentation to kids that being intelligent is not only important, it's essential. The problem we have is mass media in the age that we live in now has created so many superheroes from entertainment and from sports that kids don't put any real effort in, when they should be putting it in, to developing their mental skills.
Part of Dean's vision is to change all of this by partnering kids with engineers and scientists for the first competition.
Putting these giant companies together and putting them in FIRST, which I'd like to think is the Olympic Committee of Smarts. It's the NCAA of technology. We're saying, do for science and technology what you did for other things. Create demand among kids, and the rest of it will follow.
Dean Kamen, a man with vision and heart for our nation's youth.
For 2 minutes on a stretch, the competitors and their team are intently focused on the field. But much of the fun of this event really has nothing to do with the stage at all. robots are wild?
Oh yes. Once you get these guys started, they won't stop.
I'm going to MIT next year, and I'm majoring in CS and EE.
In my future? Oh, well, next year I'm going to be heading to Rice, where I'm going to major in chemical engineering, and then, I don't know, just kind of go from there.
For a while I wanted to be a doctor, but now I'm looking more towards engineering.
Just building it is the biggest thrill, getting the money in, getting the parts, getting the basic design, and then watching it all come together as different people put the different parts together. And when it finally moves on its own for the first time and picks up the first two, you can't really beat that feeling. It's great.
What would you compare it to?
I don't know what you could compare it to. It's kind of like watching a kid take its first step, you know, because it's something you've made with your own hands, something you spent so much time on for the last few months or weeks or days or however much time you spend on it, and seeing it move by its own for the first time and really take off on its own is a wonderful feeling.
Well, Motorola got involved a few years ago because one of our engineers, they got contacted in terms of supplying some RF links for the robots. And then at the Chief Executive Office, we got involved because it was exciting for us. We obviously need young, new engineers to keep the lifeblood of our company going. And so we got involved as a sponsor. And, of course, Dean Kamen has an infectious way of getting us all attracted to this.
1, 2, 3, go.
And a whole team with the red tube in their position, trying to work it up over the top of the goal. Successfully defended out though. Hamilton Standard team able to put their goal topper on top. Heineken and the whole team trying to raise that red tube over the top of that goal topper. Trying to get the first point scored on the board. Three-dimensional services team with a blue tube in their possession. And trying to deposit that on the top peg of the goal, and successfully done so. A point for them. Just about a minute remaining. Heineken and a whole team with the red two, once again trying to get that on top of the goal. Three-dimensional services team in the meantime, placing a blue tube on the middle peg of the goal. Having a difficult time releasing it. And they do so. Second point for them. Nice job by Heineken and Hall, removing that goal topper from Hamilton Standard team. Now trying to lower that blue tube on the top of the goal. And they've done so. Nice job. 30 seconds remaining. Field services team now trying to take a defensive posture, trying to get that red tube off the top of the goal. Having a difficult time though. Can they pop it off? 10 seconds remaining. Trying to lift that tube off, and they've done so. Nice job, nice defensive move. 3 seconds, 2, 1.
We are moving into the quarter and semifinal rounds here at the National Championship of the first competition. The quarter and semifinals are taking place on 2 fields. The favored team on field 1 is number 14, Beatty Machine Manufacturing in Hammond Schools, whose strategy thus far is to attack the goal with a minimum of 3 tubes going for the top. The favored team on field 2 is Delphi Interior Lighting Systems in Pontiac Central High School, number 32. We take you now to field 1, where Hammond School is 1 up on team 122. A victory here means a trip to the semifinals. Remember, these teams are now competing 2 at a time in a best-of-3 matchup.
1, 2, 3, go!
Here we go, quarterfinal 3, match 2, best 2 out of 3, Beatty and Hammond. East Lake, Bogaciga, Dixie, Holland High School teams. Raytheon team trying to play a defensive posture this round, trying to get that Beatty and Hammond team from getting those blue tubes on the top of the goal. Beatty and Hammond trying to get those 2 blue tubes on the top. They're being dragged away by the Raytheon team, trying to hook into their machine, trying to keep them from reaching the goal. On the Raytheon East Lake Holland's machine, with only 10 seconds remain. Nice toss, human player from the Beatty team. Point for them, 1 second. Holy cow.
Hammond Schools wins with a human player toss just seconds before the buzzer. As you can see, this competition does not rely strictly on robots. A human player can make all the difference in the world. Now, if this team can pull together 2 victories in the semis, they will make a trip to the final round. Tell me about the pressure.
Man, I don't even know. I can't even remember it. Jeez. Just toss it. Afraid the guy that went in, I went on, and he did. Got lucky, real lucky.
So how are you guys feeling right now?
Really good.
Real good. Real good.
When we come back, hometown rivals battle it out for a chance at the final. Stay with us. Let's check in on field 2, where Pontiac Central High School, number 32, is in a heated and emotional battle with crosstown rival Team 46, General Motors Powertrain Group, and Pontiac North High School.
Looking to block the human player from setting up. A lot of defense in the opening going of the round. As we approach the 1 minute mark, robots back at their respective teams to make their bid. Here comes Pontiac Central, under a minute to go. The rush is on. GM Powertrain getting in there first. Pontiac Northern looking to plant way up high for the double-double. As Pontiac Central contending for the triple-double. Battling hard. We've got 30 seconds to go. We may have a robot failure for the Pontiac Northern team as Pontiac Central looks to plant for the triple-double. We approach the 15-second mark. Little movement down low as we approach the 5-second mark. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it.
Pontiac Central High School wins the round. One more and they're off to the finals. We're back on Field 1 where Team 14 Hammond Schools is poised for a trip to the championship match. If they beat Team 59 International Fuel Cells in South Windsor High School, Hammond Schools will move on.
Here we go. Semifinal 1, match 2. Best 2 out of 3. International Fuel Cells South Windsor needs to win this one to remain alive here in Torrey Terra. They have a blue tube in their possession, trying to get into place over the top of the goal. And here comes Beatty and Hammond, 2 red tubes in their possession. 2 tubes tangling at the top of the goal. Who's going to be the first one to get the point scored? International Fuel Cells South Windsor machine getting tipped up at the top. Now they go back and regroup. Beatty and Hammond trying to lock down those 2 red tubes over the top of the goal. IFC South Windsor team, though, beating down on their long arm, trying to keep them from scoring the tubes. But Beatty and Hammond able to break free and get those 2 tubes dropped. 8 points for them. IFC South Windsor now trying to get their blue tube on the top of the goal, having a difficult time. Beatty and Hammond, though, with another red tube in its possession. IFC South Windsor's blue tube drops to the ground. Now they try to defend out, trying to keep that Beatty and Hammond team from getting that 3rd red tube on the top of the goal. Just over a minute remaining. IFC South Windsor team looks like they have their claw impaled into the tube on the top of the goal, but they break themselves free. Beatty and Hammond still trying to get that 3rd red tube on the top of the goal, having a difficult time though. IFC South Windsor trying to maintain a defensive posture, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. Trying desperately to get those tubes off the top of the goal. Beatty and Hammond still trying to get that 3rd red tube on the top. Trying to get those 24 points. Just under 30 seconds remaining. IFC South Windsor now breaks free. Allowing that Beatty and Hammond team to try to get that 3rd tube over the top of the goal, and they do. IFC South Windsor is running out of time. 10 seconds remaining. They got 24 points to make up. Can they do it? 5 seconds, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to the finals. First place, 24 points, Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond Schools team. One of our 2 finals has been set.
I think it feels great. It's amazing what they can do in 6 weeks.
It
blows my mind.
Off, man. I was long hours after school, sweating, throwing tubes all day.
After the time you saw the robot move for the first time by itself, did you think you'd be in this spot?
Ooh, man.
We've always had aspirations, but I don't know. You can never tell, especially in the beginning of the season.
What's your strategy now going into the final?
It would depend on the robot, but definitely win. Probably go up top.
There you go. Win.
Probably do what we've been doing. That's all we did, like 3 hours a day, 3 days a week after school for 4 weeks. Just practice that over and over again.
A little disappointed.
We're pretty happy that we came in, did as well as we did today. It's been a long, hot day, and it's disappointing. You know, it hasn't worn off yet that we're our loss in this round. But when we think about it, getting to where we did with all the competition in this week's event, I think we can be pretty happy with what we did.
Well, half of our championship is set. After the break, the conclusion of the semifinals to see which team from Pontiac will take on Hammond Schools. Don't go away. Back now on field 2, where team number 32 and 46 are entering the arena. Remember, these teams are crosstown rivals and they are tied at 1-1 in this best of 3. The winner of this match will head to the finals against number 14, Hammond Schools.
And here we go, and again, it's the blue team. Powertrain and Pontiac Northern trying to stack their 3 tubes, but right to the defensive mode goes Delphi Lighting and Pontiac Central to try and keep them from doing that. We played 30 seconds. And it looks like it's going to be a battle for position. And the question is, will the blue team be able to stack their tubes, or will the red robot keep them away from allowing them to do it? We have a minute to go, 1 minute. Time beginning to run down. We have 45 seconds to go. First try by the blue team is no good. Second one is short. They're going to try one more, looks like. And it doesn't make it. Half a minute to go. That's Delphi Lighting, Pontiac Central trying to stack a couple on and go for the top. They have 20 seconds remaining. It's going to be close. Here they come. We have 10 seconds to go. And a toss to the top of the goal by red is no good. Here's a race against the clock. They got one. And time is over.
What a spectacular moment for this team from Pontiac Central High School. They have beaten their crosstown rivals with a winning toss at the buzzer. Once again, the human element becomes the determining factor.
Oh man, I've been practicing that ever since January. I've been missing those shots all day. The last shot of the semifinals, and I made it on. I can't believe it. It feels so good.
You planned that, didn't you?
Oh, definitely.
Well, our teams are set for the finals here at the National Championship of the first competition. It took a lot of hard work for our competitors to get here, but for most of our teams, being here would be an impossibility without the help and guidance of dedicated sponsors. Let's take a moment to meet a few of these sponsors and see why they get involved with FIRST.
Dean is a rare visionary. He has a great vision, a good understanding of what this country needs in the field of engineering and science. And he is so committed to it that he invented FIRST, which is a wonderful way to bring to the school the perception that becoming an engineer is as good as trying to become Michael Jordan or an investment banker in Wall Street.
I think that the potential is still out there. I think Dean Cameron is right on the money when he talks about the need for this kind of thing to stimulate it. I don't think the youth of our nation realize how much fun a technical career can be. And I think he's doing absolutely the right thing to try and show them that there's more to life in the United States than just sports and entertainment. This is what our nation's wealth is built on and our future is built on. And looking at these kids out here, every team I've met, all these kids are great kids. So I have a lot of more optimism for our future than I had when maybe we started this program, really do.
Well, I want everyone to understand that if you can get involved with young people early, inspire them to be interested in knowledge, particularly science and math, that it's fun for everybody, and it can lead to great competition, great fun and enjoyment for everybody.
The energy is quite contagious. Back on field 1, where Hammond Schools may be having a problem with their robot.
Trying to cool out it's real hot out here right now. It's had a lot of use in the last 5-10 minutes. So we had to just want to cool it off just because there's thermistors in there. As they get hot, the performance of the motor starts to degrade. So
Just a little ice to cool things off before getting back in the arena. After this, we'll be back with the finals of the National Championship of the first competition. Stay with us. We're back now for the championship round of this year's first competition. More than 100 teams from across the nation have been narrowed down to just 2. These highly skilled teams were given boxes of parts and told to create a functioning high-tech machine. Partnering with industry, each team transformed inanimate parts into unique robots for competition. Imagine the task before them as they drew up plans and constructed these one-of-a-kind robots. Dedication, hard work, and determination, coupled with science and technology, have brought these 2 teams to the finals. On one side, team number 32, Delphi Interior Lighting Systems and Pontiac Central High School, who in an emotional battle beat their crosstown rival in the semifinals. On the opposing side, team number 14, Beatty Machine Manufacturing and Hammond Schools, who used an aggressive score-first tactic that brought them to the championship match. The finals, just like the semifinals, are 2-minute timed matches, the best of 3. Our teams are getting into position. Let's go down to the action.
All checks have been made, and it looks like we're ready to get things started. Are we ready for the finals of Toroid Terror? Let's hear it!
Okay, let's
get things announced here in our blue starting position for the finals. Our Midwest regional champions from Hammond, Indiana, Team Hammond of Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond Schools. And in our red starting position from Troy, Michigan, Chief Delphi of Delphi Interior and Lighting Systems and Pontiac Central High School. Let's get it started.
Okay, guys, let's do a quick handshake before we launch. Having been through the 3 regionals and now the finals, I've seen both these teams at work a lot, and they're both really, really good. So this is going to be tough. Good luck to all of you. We are all ready. 1, 2, 3, go.
Here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for, the finals of Toroid Terror. Beatty and Hammond in blue, Delphi and Pontiac Central in red. Beatty Hammond Machine. Once again, the Pontiac Delphi team are playing the same strategy, trying to keep the Beatty and Hammond Machine away from their human player station. Strategy that worked through them throughout the semifinals. Let's see if it'll continue to work here in the finals. Delphi Pontiac Central team still maintaining their position in front of the human player station of Beatty and Hammond. Beatty and Hammond team trying to get a blue tube up off the playing field surface. Having a difficult time dragging that tube around. Unable to get it off the playing field surface. 1 minute remaining. Pontiac Central Delphi team now trying to get over to the human player station, but Beatty and Hammond, both teams being fed tubes quickly. Beatty and Hammond, it's going to be a race to the top. Who's going to get their tubes on first? Beatty and Hammond able to get those 3 tubes on top. Quick 24 points for them. Can they keep them there? Delphi Pontiac Central trying to extend this arm up, trying to get those 3 red tubes in its possession up over the top of the goal, having a difficult time. Beatty and Hammond able to collect another blue tube, but here comes Pontiac Central team trying to get those blue tubes off the top and raise those 3 red tubes over the top of the goal itself. Beatty and Hammond placing another blue tube on the top peg of the goal. They're ahead, 20 seconds remaining. Delphi Pontiac Central still trying to place those 3 red tubes over the top of the goal, having a difficult time. Beatty and Hammond with another blue tube in his possession. 10 seconds remaining. Beatty and Hammond able to get that tube on the middle peg of the goal. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have the official results. Finals match 1. First place, 40 points. Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond Schools team. Second place and needing to win the next match to remain alive for Delphi Interior and Lighting and Pontiac Central High School team. We'll give the teams a few minutes to get reset up.
This is probably the most intense thing any of these kids have ever done. The amazing thing, though, is they are still such good sportsmen about it. It's unbelievable. But it's intense. It's as intense for the engineers as it is for the kids. The engineers on the last one were crying. It's unbelievable.
Team number 14 is up 1-0 in this best of 3. When we come back, the second match of the final.
5 seconds. 4, 3.
When it comes to competition for high school kids?
Yeah, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. I'm sure you can have fun no matter what you do. If you get the whole spirit of the high school behind any project, they can do a great job. Doesn't have to be the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl. It's the most exciting thing I've seen in a long time. These kids are fantastic.
Now it's back to action. This is the second match of the finals.
And what we got here is 2 absolute winners. We just got to sort out a couple of details. So take a deep breath. You're experts at this now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Here we go. Second and the best 2 out of 3 between Beatty Machine and Hammond High Schools. And Delphi Interior and Lighting, Pontiac Central High School. Pontiac Delphi team once again employing the same defensive strategy that they employed in the last match. Let's see if it'll work out for them this time. Delphi Pontiac Central team needs to win this match in order to remain alive. Beatty Hammond Machine trying to determine their strategy. Beatty also moving their machine over towards the human player station of Pontiac Central's team. Both teams in a defensive standoff. One minute remaining. Here comes the Pontiac team. They're trying to get themselves in place, human player station, but work their way back over to defend the human player station of Beatty Machine. Just under a minute remaining. Both teams going back to the same defensive posture that they had just moments ago. It's a standoff. Pontiac Delphi team breaking away again. Both teams now trying to work their way across the field. Beatty and Hammond team now trying to get over. And a human player deposits a tube onto its machine and a second tube. Delphi Pontiac Central team having a difficult time getting their machine in front of the human player station and finally do, but here comes Beatty and Hammond. They've got 2 blue tubes in their possession and they go back and regroup. It's going to be a race. Both teams trying to get to the top of the goal. Who's going to get there first? Here goes Beatty and Hammond. 3 tubes in their possession, trying to get in place. Both teams jockeying. 10 seconds to go. Who's going to do it? It's going to be a struggle to the finish. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it's way too close to call from here. We're going to leave that up to our referees, and we'll have their official results for you in just a minute. Hang on.
It looks like we're going to have a close call to make here. Our referees have convened at the tower to take a good look at the tubes. Remember, the tubes have to be over the apex of the tower to score any points when going for the top. Both teams are very close to the scoring area. It's going to be a tough call to make. Our referees are taking a second look now at the tubes over the tower. They want to be absolutely sure they make the right call here. The decision is critical. If Hammond Schools, number 14, wins this match, they go home our national champions. If Pontiac Central High School wins, we go to a third round in this best-of-3 matchup. Both teams and the crowd seem very anxious as we wait for the final call.
Play patient and await the referee's decisions. They're taking extra time to ensure that they get the scoring correct. And we should have the official results for you in a minute.
Okay, after a final look, the referees seem to have made a decision. They are moving over to the announcer's table, and we'll have a winner in just a few moments. A critical decision is about to be announced. If Delphi Interior Lighting and Pontiac Central High School wins, we go to a third and final match.
And we have the official results. Finals 2, match 2. Staying alive, 8 points. Delphi Interior Lighting, Pontiac Central High School team. It's going to come down to the wire. One more match to go. Give our teams a few minutes to get set back up. And we'll run one more for all the marbles here at Torrey Terror. Don't go away.
Our teams are tied at 1-1. Our next match will decide the championship. When we come back, final action of this year's first competition. This is the final match. In a few short minutes, we'll have our winner. From more than 100 teams, we are now ready to decide who will go home victorious.
1, 2, 3, go. Here we go. For all the marbles, folks. For the finals. Winner of this match will be our 1997 first national champions. Beatty Machine and Hammond Schools versus Delphi Interior Lighting, Pontiac Central High School team. Once again, Pontiac Central High School team taking the same defensive posture as they did in the past 2 rounds. Blocking the machine in front of the goal. Now the team Hammond Machine able to break away. Pontiac Delphi chasing them around the field now. Hammond trying to get themselves in place. Pontiac Central team, once again, have themselves in place in front of the human player station. Beatty and Hammond, just over a minute remaining. Teams once again in a defensive standoff. Delphi Interior, Pontiac Central, still in place in front of the human player station of Beatty and Hammond. Beatty and Hammond Machine waiting to make a break. Delphi Machine pulls out, and now they go. Here comes the Beatty and Hammond Machine. Human player loading on 1, 2, 3 tubes. And they work their way over towards the goal. Human player from Pontiac Central having a hard time getting red tubes on their machine. And they get 1, 2, 3 tubes on, but there goes the Beatty and Hammond Machine depositing those 3 tubes on the top of the goal. 24 points for them. Delphi Pontiac Central team, 3 red tubes in their possession, trying to jockey your position, trying to get those tubes in place. And here comes Beatty and Hammond, another blue tube in their possession. And they secure it onto the top peg of the goal. Time's running out. 5 seconds, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, folks, it's not over yet. We still have to wait for the referee's official results. Be patient, we'll have those results for you in just a minute. But I'll tell you from here, it looks like Beatty and Hammond have it wrapped up. Don't go away. And we have the official results. Would you please welcome the winners of the 1997 First National Championship with 32 points, Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond School System. All right, let's give a big round of applause. All right.
We have our champions. After this final break, we'll come back and talk to the competitors.
That's it from here, folks. With our national champions, Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond Schools. That's all from 1997 Toroid Terror National Championship. We'll see y'all again next year.
We made new friends. See, we made new friends.
Well, you got to keep in mind, Beatty Machine is only a 60-man company, and we're going up against some really heavyweights here. I mean, some fantastic equipment and some really smart people. And like I say, I'm just really proud for the organization, everybody involved with it. I mean, the mouse that roared, what else can you say? You know, it's really happy.
Thank you. You got your medal. Just what you wanted.
Of a try. What happened there in the end?
Choke a little bit, but if they really work hard for it, they deserve it though.
How proud are you guys of these guys?
We are extremely proud of him. None of us imagine how much pressure this can be, having a whole team on his shoulders. But we're so proud, and we don't, there's no thing. We're just proud of him and Miter. Where Miter go? Oh, she's over there enjoying the course.
So can we expect to see you guys back, I hope?
Of course, we coming back, of course.
Unbelievable David and Goliath story, you know, and we're a small company. We only have 55 employees. Some of these teams are bigger than our whole company, but I have some very talented people, obviously, and they just do the job, you know. I sat out there. I didn't sit them up here. I let my team handle it.
What do you think of these kids?
Oh, the kids are fabulous. Our driver particularly, he's the same driver we had last year, and he's just outstanding. He's only a junior, so there's one more year left.
What do you think a competition like this means for the future of our country?
Oh, I think it has a lot of hope and promise for our country. That's why we're doing this. I mean, we're doing it for our own enjoyment, of course. Really, the biggest kick is watching these kids. We had 7 back from last year, and watching how they've grown and developed and matured and their attitudes and so on. And that's the real kick of this thing. I had a number of parents say last year just thank me for, I mean, we've changed these kids' lives, and there's no doubt about it. And that's the good part about it.
The outcome this year is like the outcome every year, a cliffhanger, but just before the quarterfinals, the 2 teams that you saw, one of them had a broken axle, borrowed apart from the other team, and a little before that, the opposite team had a broken part, and the team that actually won the finals helped them fix it. So one of the just spectacular things about this, it is an intense competition, but these kids really understand what it's all about.
Kind of a David and Goliath story there at the end as far as the company.
This was clearly a David and Goliath. The team Delphi is a division of that little company General Motors, and the team that actually won is a small family-owned machine tool business. And one has 60 employees, one has probably 500,000 employees, but it was a great thing. And if anything, it proves that anybody can participate in this event. It takes a little bit of creativity, a little bit of imagination, 6 weeks of very intense work, but everybody that does it loves it.
It's been called the Super Bowl of science and technology. And today we've seen a tremendous amount of sportsmanship, engineering, and intelligence come together. Our winner, team number 14, Beatty Machine and Manufacturing and Hammond Schools. And in a competition like this, who would refute the statement, everyone goes home a winner? I'm Alex Wilson saying so long from the National Championship of the first competition. We'll see you again next year.